for this cardigan, this is the basic pattern that I'll be following. So first for the back panel, we are going to start crocheting, and the number of chains you crochet should be the measurement 8. So this measurement is from one of your shoulder to other. So basically the measurement between both of your shoulders is 8. So crochet enough chains in the back panel to reach the length A. You can just put it against your shoulders and check if it is the correct length. So A, that is the number of chains you crochet in the back panel for the foundation chain, is a measurement from one shoulder to another. Now, the measurement B is the number of rows that you do, and this basically will decide how long your cardigan is gonna be. So, like I mentioned, this pattern is completely customizable. So, you can make the width of the cardigan, that is between your one shoulder to another, as long as you want, and the length of the cardigan, that is the measurement B, it can be as long as you want, and you can decide that by the number of rows you crochet. So A is decided by the number of chains you crochet in your foundation chain, and it should be enough to fit from one shoulder to another. And B is the number of rows that you crochet, and that decides how long you want your cardigan to be. Now in the front, we're going to start with a small width, and we're going to crochet increases till we reach half the width. So suppose for A, you did a total of, let's say, 40 chains for the measurement A. Then you start C with maybe 5 to 6 stitches, and you crochet increases till you reach 40 by 2. So that's 20. So you have 20 on this side, that is one side of the front panel, and 20 on this side, that is the other side of the front panel. Now, the one good thing about this pattern is you don't have to crochet 3 separate pieces to crochet the front and the back panel, but you will just have to do it in one piece. So first we crochet the back panel, and whichever side you end on. So once you crochet the number of rows you want, whichever side you end on, be it this side or this side, you just crochet a few stitches only. You leave these empty, and then you crochet only a few stitches, and then you slowly start crocheting increases. So that gives you one side of your front panel, or one piece of your front panel. So you basically, suppose you end on this side, you start crocheting rows like this, and you basically can crochet the front panel like this. So the front panel's one side is basically attached to the back panel, and then you repeat the same on this side. So suppose you end at this side, you then crochet rows to crochet the front panel, and then you start again from this side and you do the same. So I'll show you how to do all of that. Don't worry, this is just to give you a gist on how the pattern is going to work, so you guys can understand it better when we move along. And the pattern that I've chosen, or the stitches that I've chosen for this, is basically a set of 5. Is basically a set of 5 rows. So we are going to crochet those 5 rows, and then we are going to keep repeating these 5 rows throughout the entire pattern. No matter how many rows you do, no matter what the measurement of the cardigan is, you can just keep repeating these 5 rows throughout the entire cardigan. So I want this cardigan to be very flowy and kind of loose fitted. So I'm using black color acrylic yarn, and I'm going to use a 4.5 millimeter hook. So if you look at it, the hook size is actually comparatively bigger than what I would normally use. This is the swatch that I've made, and you can see that it's somewhat of a mesh pattern, even though there's not a lot of spaces in between. I didn't want a lot of spaces in between, but I wanted it to be very loose and very flowy, and basically I didn't want it to be stiff. So I'm using a acrylic yarn in black color, and I'm using a hook size that's a little higher than I would normally use for this yarn. So I would normally use a 3.5 or a 4 millimeter hook for this yarn. But since I want the pattern to be a little loose and flowy, I'm using a bigger hook size that's 4.5. But if you want the pattern to be stiff, then use a smaller hook size or the correct hook size. It's completely up to you. But like I mentioned, I want the pattern to be extremely flowy and loose fitted. So I've used a bigger hook size. So I've just made a small sort of a cheat sheet. Like I mentioned, A is the number of chains that you're going to crochet, and and it should ideally be the length between your shoulders. And B is the number of rows that you're going to crochet, and it will basically decide the length of the cardigan. One thing you have to remember is once you start crocheting the C or this measurement here, suppose I'm done with the cardigan and I reach this point, once I start crocheting this, I have to remember to crochet the same number of rows in the front and the back panel. I'll show you how to do that as well in detail, but these are just a few things that I want you guys to keep in mind before we get started. And then the measurement C is basically the shoulder space. That is how much of the shoulder space you want. And as far as sleeves are concerned, once we attach the front and the back panel together, we're just going to leave a big hole over here and start crocheting the sleeve in somewhat of a round fashion. But okay, forgive my drawing, but yeah, this is kind of how it's going to look. So let's get crocheting. So we are first gonna get started with the back panel, and like I mentioned, we start with the back panel and then we crochet the two sides of the front panel. So to start off, we make a slip knot. One of the ways to do it with just your fingers is to hold your yarn like this, place your fingers inside and just grab the yarn and pull. So let me just show that again if you found it a little fast. Just grab your yarn like this and make a circle. Insert your fingers into the loop and grab the longer end of the yarn. Not the shorter end, but the longer, and just pull. So this is one way to do it with just your fingers. And if you want to do it with your hook, just hold the shorter end of the yarn like this. Grab the longer end and make a X like this. And then you insert your hook and pull on the second strand and just tighten it. And then you can tighten it on the hook. So now the first thing that we're going to do is chain the measurement A. So I hope you guys remember that measurement A is the number of chains that we do that should be from one shoulder to another. That is ideally how we can measure it. If you want it to be a little oversized, you can increase the length as well, but it's completely up to you. So first we're going to crochet the measurement A, that is between your shoulders. And if you want it oversized, make sure to crochet a few chains extra. To start crocheting the foundation chain, we yarn over and pull through the loop on our hook. Yarn over, pull through the loop on the hook. So we yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. One thing I want you guys to make sure is to crochet a even number. So the number of chains you crochet should be an even number. And once you reach the length that you want, that is between your shoulders and a little extra if you want it a little oversized, I'll meet you to show you how to crochet the first row. But for now, just yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through the loop on your hook. So just continue doing this till you reach the desired length for the measurement A. So for the back panel, I did a total of 54 chains. But like I mentioned, it's completely up to you. Just hold the chain against like yourself, put it, start from one of your shoulders to another and see if it's the desired length that you want for the panel. Now, once I'm done, like I mentioned, I did a total of 54 chains. Once I'm done, I'm going to chain two and then yarn over, and I'm going to skip two chains from the hook. So I know it's black color yarn and that it's not as visible as I'd like it to be, but let me just show you guys. So here is my first chain from the hook and here is my second. So I'm going to do my first half double crochet in the third chain from the hook. So I'm going to skip this chain and this chain. So I'm going to skip two chains, yarn over, insert my hook into the third chain from the hook, yarn over and pull through. And now you have three loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over again and pull through all the three. So this is the first half double crochet. Now I'm going to repeat this again, and in every stitch I'm going to be doing a half double crochet. So I yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch. Then I yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through three loops. So just continue doing this. You yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, you then yarn over and pull through. Then when you have three loops on your hook, you're going to yarn over and pull through them all. So you just continue doing this all across, and this is basically the row 1 of this pattern. So it's very simple. Row 1, all you have to do is do half double crochets in every single row, and continue doing this till you reach the end of the row. So let me just show that once again. We are going to yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. And then we have 3 loops on the hook. So we're going to yarn over and pull through 3. And then you just continue doing this all across till you reach the end. So I'll meet you once I reach the end to show you what to do for the second row. So here I'm done with a row of half double crochets, and this is the first row of the pattern that we're going to follow. So in the next row, we're going to do something called the V-stitch. I've seen a lot of people use them for their cardigans, and I really like the texture of the stitch. So we're just going to do one row of the V-stitch. So once you're done with the last half double crochet, you're just going to yarn over and chain 1 and 2 and 3. So here I've done a chain 3. Then you're going to turn your work and you're going to skip the first stitch. So let me just make it a little bit more clear. This first stitch right here, this first stitch, you're going to skip the first stitch, and in the next stitch, you're going to do a double crochet. So you're going to yarn over and then you skip the first stitch and insert your hook into the second stitch, yarn over and pull through. Now for a half double crochet, we pull through all the 3 loops. But since we're doing a double crochet, I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over again and pull through 2 loops. Now after the 1 double crochet, I'm going to chain 1 and then yarn over in the same stitch. So in the stitch that we did our previous double crochet in that stitch itself, I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. So you can see that it's somewhat of a V pattern, and this is what you have to follow in every stitch. So now after this, I'm going to yarn over. We're going to skip the next stitch again. So we skip 1 stitch. So as you guys can see, I did my V stitch here. Then I'm going to skip this stitch and insert my hook into this stitch. So I insert my hook into this stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then chain 1, yarn over, and then I insert my hook into the same stitch again, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. So this is basically the pattern that we have to follow. We skip 1 stitch, that is this stitch, and in the next stitch we do 1 double crochet, chain 1 and another double crochet in the same stitch. So yarn over, skip 1 stitch, in the next stitch we insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops and pull through 2 loops. Then we chain 1, yarn over and insert our hook into the same stitch that we did the previous double crochet in. Yarn over and pull through, and then pull through 2 loops and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, skip this stitch, insert our hook into the next. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops, chain 1, yarn over, and then in the same stitch we do another double crochet. So this is basically the pattern that you have to follow. So if you guys can see, it makes a proper V here, and it becomes even more defined when we do the next row, which I'll show you how to. But for now, you just skip 1 stitch in, suppose this is a stitch. So I skip this stitch, and then in this stitch, I do 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then I do another double crochet in the same stitch. So let me just show you one more time. I skip this stitch. In this stitch over here, I just insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, then chain 1, yarn over, insert my hook in the same stitch, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. So this is basically the pattern that you have to follow for the entire row till you reach the end over here. I'll show you what to do once we reach the end as well, because you can see that we started here with a chain 2 and this is considered as 1 double crochet. So we're going to end it with 1 double crochet as well. So I'll show you how to do that, do not worry. But for now, like I said, skip 1 stitch, in the next stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop, do 1 double crochet, and then chain 1 and another double crochet. And for a double crochet, you yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and pull through 2 loops again. So just keep doing this stitch all across this row. Then I'll meet you once I'm done to show you how to end this row and start the next row as well. So here I've almost reached the end of the second row. So I'm going to yarn over, skip this stitch. So I did the previous V stitch in this one. So I'm going to skip this stitch, insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. Then I'm going to chain 1, yarn over, and then insert my hook into the same stitch. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. So I'm going to repeat that one more time. So I'm going to skip the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops, then chain 1, yarn over, insert the hook in the same stitch. You guys have to remember to do it in the same stitch. And then now you can see that I have only 2 stitches left. So now in the last stitch, I'm not going to do a V stitch. I'm just going to do a regular double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the last stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through 2 loops and pull through 2 loops. So this is how it looks in the end. If you feel like your work's curling up a little bit, don't worry. When we do the next row, it's all gonna set itself. Once you're done with the last double crochet, we're gonna chain 3. So yarn over and pull through and yarn over and pull through. So here I have my chain 3. Then I'm gonna turn my work. Now you can see that this is one V stitch. So I'm going to do a double crochet between every V stitch. So you guys remember the chain ones that we did? I'm going to do a double crochet in each of those chain ones. So first yarn over. This right here is a V stitch of mine, as you can see. Both the double crochets are in this stitch and it forms a V. Then in this chain one space is where I'm going to insert my hook, pull up a loop and do a double crochet. Then once I'm done with the double crochet, I'm going to chain 1, yarn over and do the same. So I'm going to skip this space. We're not going to do anything in this space, but in the V. So you can see that this is another V for me. So I'm going to insert my hook into that V space again, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2. And then once you're done with the double crochet, you're going to chain 1. And then you repeat this. So you can see the V stitch here. I'm going to insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2. Now I just keep repeating this pattern. So after the double crochet, you do a chain 1, yarn over, and you can see that this V right here. So just pull it across a little bit if you want, and you can see the V. And like I mentioned before, we don't do anything in this space or this space. We just do a double crochet in the V space. So we yarn over, and in the chain 1 or the V space, we insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then after the double crochet, we're going to chain 1 again, then yarn over, and then in the V, we insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops, and chain 1. So this is the pattern you have to repeat for the entire row. So you can see that this is the V right here. Then this is the next V, and then next V. If you guys can't differentiate between the V, just skip a space. So you skip this space right here, and then you do a double crochet in the next space. And then we chain 1, and then we skip the next space again and do a double crochet in the V space. You can either think of it like skipping a space, but now when you put it like this, you can see the proper V shape form, and then we have a double crochet in between the V. So just continue this pattern all across. So just continue this pattern all across, and I'll meet you once I'm done to show you how to end this row and start the next row as well. So here I've reached the last V. So I'm just going to chain 1 after the double crochet, yarn over, insert my hook into the V space and do another double crochet. Now you remember the double crochet that we did for the previous row, the single double crochet. So in that space without a chain 1. So I'm now going to do a chain 1 after this double crochet. I'm just going to do another double crochet in that space. So let me just show that again. So in the last V, once I do the double crochet, I'm just going to yarn over, insert my hook into the last space, yarn over and pull through and do a double crochet. So we don't do a chain 1 or anything. In the last space, we just do a single double crochet. Now after the double crochet for the next row, we are going to chain 2, turn our work, and we're going to do a half double crochet in every space. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first space, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And then we're going to chain 1, yarn over. In the next space, we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and then 3 stitches we just pull through. Chain 1. So we basically do a half double crochet and then chain 1. And then in the next space, we do another half double crochet and chain 1. So we just continue doing this all across. So in every space, we do a half double crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and then 3, we just pull through. And then I chain 1, yarn over, and repeat the same. So we basically do half double crochets in every space and then chain 1. So chain 1, half double crochet. It's basically like we are crocheting a mesh pattern of the half double crochets. And then you continue doing this all across. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space, yarn over and pull through. And you have 3 loops on your hook. You're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 and then chain 1. So just keep repeating this till you reach the end of this row. And I'll meet you once I'm done to show you how to finish this row and start the next one. So here I've reached the last space. So I'm just gonna yarn over, insert my hook into the space, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all loops. So here I'm done with this row as well, and this is how my pattern looks so far. Now after this, we're gonna do a single crochet mesh. So we follow the same pattern of doing stitches in the space. So we do 1 stitch in the space and then we chain 1 and we do another stitch in the next space. But instead of half double crochets, we're going to do single crochets now. So you're going to chain 2, turn your work. And since it's a single crochet, we are now going to yarn over. Just insert your hook into the space and then we yarn over and pull through. And then we have only 2 loops on the hook. We yarn over and pull through 2 loops and we chain 1. Now in the next space, you basically for a single crochet, you insert the hook into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through, and then you chain 1. So you just keep repeating this pattern. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, chain 1. So you basically just keep repeating this pattern all across this row. And this is the last row of the 5 rows. So we did the half double crochet all across as the first row. Then we did a V-stitch as the second row. And then we did double crochets in the V-stitch as the third row. Then we did a half double crochet mesh as the fourth. And then a single crochet mesh as the 5th row. Now, after this row, we are going to start all again from the first row. So I'll show you how to do that as well. But for now, just finish this row of single crochets mesh. So we do chain 1, insert our hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. Chain 1, insert our hook into the next space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So just keep doing this all across till you reach the end of this row, and I'll meet you once I'm done. So here I've reached the end of my 5th row as well. So after the chain 1, I'm just going to insert my hook into this space, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through. Then I'm not going to do a chain 1, but there's a small space that I have here. So in that space, I'm just going to do a single crochet. And that's it. We are done with the pattern of 5 rows. So these 5 rows are what you're going to continue repeating. And you can see that the pattern's very flowy. It's not that stiff. And it has spaces, but not too many as well. So after this, I'm just going to show you how to do the row of half double crochets. And then after that, you can just continue the same that we did previously. That is V-stitch and then the double crochet, the half double, and then the single. So after the single crochet, so you do a chain 2 and then you turn your work and you can see that there's a space right here. So we yarn over and in that space we do a half double crochet. And then we yarn over and then we do a half double crochet in the stitch. So there's basically a chain 1 space that is this right here and then a stitch. So you basically continue doing half double crochets all across. This is not a mesh stitch. It is basically a regular row. So just continue doing it all across. Make sure you don't skip any space or any stitch. Since the previous row was a mesh, we have to do the half double crochet in the chain 1 spaces and the single crochet stitches as well. And then once you're done with this row, you're just going to repeat it all over again. So after this, we do the V stitch, and then we do the double crochet, and then we do the half double crochet mesh, and then the single crochet mesh. And then keep repeating these set of 5 stitches till you have your desired length for the cardigan. So I want mine to be kind of cropped, maybe somewhere around my hip length, but it's completely up to you as to how long you guys want it. Once you're done with maybe 10 to 12 rows, you can just put it on yourself and see if you guys want it longer or shorter. While crocheting this cardigan, the one thing I realize is the best way to know if you like the length or if you're gonna like the size that you're crocheting, you just have to put it on yourself and keep checking if this is the size that you want. So I'll meet you once I'm done with the back panel to show you how many rows I crocheted and how to crochet the front panel and the sleeves after that. So just continue doing this till you reach your desired length, and make sure you keep a track of the number of rows since we are going to do the same number of rows for our front panel as well. And don't forget to count the stitches as well, because half of the stitches that you do for the back panel is for one of the panels of your front panel. So basically, say you did 40 stitches, then in your front panel, one side of your front panel will have 20 and the other side will have 20. So just continue doing this all across, and I'll explain how to crochet the front panel and how to count stitches once I'm done with my back panel. So I did a total of 32 rows for the back panel of this jacket. It's the same 5 rows that I showed that you do on repeat till you reach the desired number of rows or the desired length for your jacket. So every time you do a few rows, maybe just put the jacket on yourself and see if that is the length that you want for the jacket. If you want it longer, then you do more number of rows. But since I wanted it to be sort of a cropped cardigan, I did 32, but again, it's completely up to you. Now once you're done with this, I actually did one side of the front panel and the sleeves just to show you guys and explain better on how to do it. So once you're done with the back panel, just place it like this. So when I started the front panel one side, the sleeves are not included. So just don't consider the sleeves for now, but when I started with the first side or one side of the front panel, you start with only 6 to 7 stitches. So I started with 6 stitches in total, and then you do increases in every row till you reach this length. So here there's a little bit of math involved that I will show you guys. So I hope you guys remember that I had mentioned that I did. So if you remember this in the starting that I had showed it to you guys, you basically start with a few stitches here. So attaching to the back panel, you can see that attaching to the back panel, I started with just a few stitches and I've slowly done increases to reach this point. So you basically start with a few stitches and then you do increases only on one side. So I don't do any increases on this side, but I do increases on this particular side till I reach this. Now just a little bit of a math here. I'll give an example of the number of stitches that I used. So I think I mentioned in the starting that I did a total of 54 stitches for my back panel. So the number of stitches for your back panel, I did 54, but this is any number that you guys have done, no matter what it is. Then that number you divide it by 2. So that will be 27. Now when I start with 6 stitches, it's not 6 stitches, it's 6 spaces. So that's technically a total of 12 stitches. Now depending on where you guys have ended your back panel with, so here you can see that I ended my back panel with the row of double crochet mesh. So my next row is a half double crochet mesh. So in mesh we know that one space is 2 stitches. So this is a total of 12 stitches for me, because 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 9 10 11 12. Okay, so this is a total of 12 stitches for me, but like I said, it's completely up to you. If you guys have ended the back panel with a single crochet mesh, then it's the same 12 stitches. But if you have ended with a row of half double crochets all along, then you still have 12 stitches, but you don't have to double them up. You can just count 12. But if you have ended with a mesh stitch, then you can double it up. Okay, so if you have 6 spaces, it's 12 stitches, right? So now here I have 27, so that means I need 27 stitches on each side of my front panel. So the one side that I did, this right here has 27 stitches. So when I do the other side as well, I need 27 stitches. So that in total will make the 54 stitches for the front panel. So that is basically the idea. So let's go step by step again. You hold out the last row of your back panel like this. So since I have ended with a mesh row, I'm going to take 6 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now in the 6th space, I'm going to insert my stitch marker and I keep it there. So the basic idea is that I'm going to start from this corner and crochet till I reach this corner. So you can see over here that this is the last row of my back panel and this is the first row of my front panel. So I just crochet this much for the front panel and then I basically do increases till I reach 27 stitches. Now it is 27 because of this calculation. Okay, but the only reason I'm telling you guys exactly how to do it in detail is because if your stitches vary or if your size of the jacket varies or anything like that, it's completely up to you and you can still calculate on your own to get the right size and the right design for the jacket. So after you mark the 6 spaces, again the 6 spaces is also completely your choice. If you want this particular part, that is a shoulder part of your jacket, to be longer or shorter, it's completely up to you. 6 is what I wanted for my measurement, but if you want it longer or shorter, the pattern still remains the same. It's just that if you take shorter, you might have to do more number of rows to reach the part where you have 27 stitches. So to start with, you're just gonna grab your hook, place it in the space right here, pull up a loop like this, and chain 2. Now since I ended with a row of double crochets here, I'm gonna do a row of half double crochet mesh now. So the rows still remain the same. The set of 5 rows that I showed you guys, those still remain the same. You just have to continue doing them all along in the same order, right? So I'm just gonna turn my work and then we're gonna follow the same pattern, that is yarn over, insert your hook into the space, yarn over and pull through all. Then chain 1, yarn over, insert your hook into the space, yarn over and pull through all and chain 1, and in the next space, then again chain 1 and in the next space. Our entire pattern on the front is to get this slant over here. So to get the slant, we have to do increases, but only on this side. So if you're starting your row on this side, you do an increase and then you do the rest of the row. But if you're starting your row on this side, then you don't do the increase, you reach this end and then you do an increase. I'll show you how to do an increase in all the 5 rows that we crochet, but we don't do increases in the V stitch because once we have done increases in all the previous rows, we automatically get an increase in the V stitch. So we basically don't do an increase in the V stitch, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. If it sounds a little confusing, just it's fine. It's all gonna get cleared up once I show you guys how to do. You just have to remember that except a V stitch, in every row, you do an increase on this side only, not on this side. So you basically do it on the side where your 2 front panels are going to meet. That is this side over here, not on this. So now as you can see, I have reached that side because this particular stitch of mine is on this side. So on that side, I'm going to chain 1. This is the last space that I have to crochet into. So I'm just going to take the stitch marker off and do 1 half double crochet in that, chain 1 and do another half double crochet in the same space. This is an increase for the mesh stitches. So the single crochet, the double crochet mesh, the half double crochet mesh, all these 3 rows, this is how you do an increase. In the same space, let me just show that again. So in the same space or the last space, you do one half double crochet, chain one, and then you do another half double crochet. So that is an increase for the mesh stitches. So the next row now is a row of single crochet mesh. So I'm just going to chain two, turn my work. Now on this row, you can see that I have already started with this side. The previous row, we started it with this end. So we did the increase on the other end. But for this row, we are starting it with this end. That is the side where the panels face each other, the front panels. So I'm going to start with an increase. So when you start with an increase also, it is the same thing. So for the first space, in the first space, I'm going to insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. Then chain one, then insert my hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop and chain. So this is an increase for the single crochet. So every time you start a row on this side, like I said, the panels face each other or where the panels will join. On that side, you do an increase. But if you're on this side, you do not do an increase. So here we started with an increase because that is where the panels are facing each other. And then after that, I'm just going to chain one and regularly do single crochet mesh stitch across this row. So the rows are small for now, but once you crochet more and more rows, it gets bigger. And that's it. I'm done with this row as well. And then once you're done with this row, you're going to chain one. Now the next is a row of half double crochets all across. Now since we are starting with this side, we don't do a increase in the starting, but we do it at the ending. So I'm just going to chain two, turn my work, and I'm going to start the row of half double crochets normally, like how we would usually do. So now here I've reached the last stitch for this row, and in that stitch I'll do two half double crochets. So I yarn over, insert my hook into the last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. Then again pull up a loop and do one more half double crochet in the same stitch. Now when I place it like this, you can see that there's a slight slant in the pattern. So this is the slant that we want for our front panel. And this is how you do increases in every row. Now the next is the V-stitch, and we don't do any increases in that row. So I'm just going to chain three, turn my work, and then yarn over, insert my hook, and then we do a V-stitch like how I showed you guys before. You just basically insert your hook into the stitch, do a double crochet, chain one in the same stitch, and do another double crochet in the same stitch. And then you skip a stitch, and in the next stitch, you do another V stitch. So just continue doing this all across till you reach the other end. So one little tip to keep a track of the number of stitches you have in your row. So you can see that I had increases till I reached a particular point, and then I had normal stitches all across. And this particular point for all of you is this number right here. So the total number of stitches divided by 2, that is 27 for me. But if you have done say 60 stitches, then it's 30 for you. So this number will vary for all of you, but this is how you find it out. The total number of stitches that you did in the back panel divided by 2. 27 for me, it can be 30 for you, it can be 35, it can be anything, right? So you basically continue doing this row of increases. So you basically continue doing the row of increases till you reach that number of stitches. Now, every time, if you want to know how many stitches you are done with, just count the stitches every time you reach a row of half double crochets. So you can see that I started with 12 stitches after the mesh, and in my row of half double crochets now I have 15 stitches. So my stitch count has increased by 3. So as you crochet more rows, at some point you will reach the number that is equal to half the number of stitches in your back panel. And let me be clear, the number of stitches. So this right here, I had 54. So I have to do till I reach 54 divided by 2, that is 27. Which is why I hope you guys remember I told you to crochet a even number over here. So it's easily divisible by 2. So you guys get an easier pattern and you don't have to do too much calculations or anything. So now let me just finish the row of V stitches and I'll show you how to do an increase in the next row. So you can see that I'm done with the row of V stitches here, and my next row starts on this side. So I don't start with an increase, I just do a chain 3, turn my work, and in every V space I do a double crochet because that is the pattern for our next row. So you chain 1, yarn over, and in the V space, that is in this V space right here, you do a double crochet. If you guys feel like you're not understanding the pattern, just go back in the video and I've explained all the rows and how to do them in detail. So you can just maybe take a look at them again if you want, or if you feel like you're getting a little confused. Now, once you reach your last space, that is this space right here, I'm going to chain 1, yarn over, insert my hook into the V-stitch and do a double crochet like this. This is how we regularly do. But once I'm done, I'm going to crochet into the next space like this. So this is where we usually end our row. But since we have to do an increase, I'm going to chain 1 again, yarn over, and insert my hook into the same space and do another double crochet. So you can see that we got kind of a V-stitch, but it's actually an increase since it's a mesh row. So now I've just shown you guys how to do an increase for every stitch, but that is not what is going to happen. You're not going to do an increase in every row. Here I ended my back panel with a row of double crochets and I started my next with a row of half double crochets. So I'm going to be doing an increase in every row that I start with and the next row. So 2 rows, that is a row of half double crochets, and then in the row of single crochets for me. But for you, the 2 rows can be different, which is why I showed you guys how to do an increase in every row. But let me just show it to you again. So now since you know how to do an increase in every row, like I showed you guys, since I ended my row with double crochets, in the next 2 rows, I did increases. That is a row of mesh half double crochet and mesh single crochet. But after that, I'm going to do every other row regularly. The row of half double crochets and the V-stitch and the double crochet mesh. So the basic idea is the first 2 rows that you start with, those are the only 2 rows where you do the increases. So here I did increases in the half double crochet and the single crochet. Now the next 3 rows I'm going to do it regularly. That is half double crochet all across the V stitch and then the double crochet. These 3 rows I'm going to do it regularly. Then after the double crochet is when I'm going to do 2 mesh again. So let me just show it to you guys again. I ended my back panel with double crochet. So I do a increase. Okay, I do a increase in the half double crochet and the single crochet mesh. Okay, but the next 3 rows, that is the half double crochet, the V stitch, and the double crochet mesh, I do it regularly. Okay, so every time I get a half double crochet or a single crochet mesh rows, I do a increase. But every time I get a half double crochet across a V stitch or a double crochet mesh row, I do it regularly. So it's basically that out of the 5 rows, so these 5 rows are what we are repeating. Out of these 5 rows, only 2 rows you do increases and 3 rows you do regular. So I hope you guys got the idea. Know very well that the pattern is going to vary depending on the 2 rows that you choose. The reason I chose first 2 rows is because you can see that over here it says a sudden slant in the row over here. So if you choose the first 2 rows, you get a good shape of the neck, and then you can do the next 3 rows in that slant itself, and you continue doing this all across till you reach 27. So for me, it took about half the number of rows. It took me about 15 rows to reach 27. But again, it's completely up to you. You might take a few rows less or a few rows more. But usually it's almost half the length of the front panel. So let me just tell it once again. After the back panel, the first 2 rows, you do increases. I showed you guys how to do an increase in every row. So no matter what your first 2 rows are, you know how to do an increase. One strong suggestion is never do an increase in the V stitch. It just makes the pattern look very wobbly. Strong suggestion would be to not do an increase in the V stitch, but any of the other four stitches you can do increases in. So no matter which two rows you start off in, just do the increases, and then the rest of it you can just continue till you reach 27. I'll show you how that looks once I'm done. So here you can see that I've done the first set of my 5 rows. In the half double crochet, I did an increase. Then I did an increase in the single crochets row. But the next 3 rows, I've not done any increase. So you can see that there's a slight slant building up, but it's not that evident yet. Now, after my row of double crochets, I have to do half double crochets. So I'm going to do increases in that row. So in the first space, I do one half double crochet, chain one, another half double crochet, and then continue the row normally. So I hope you guys got a better understanding of the pattern. I just did increases in the first 2 rows, and then the next 3 rows I did not do any increases. Now I'm going to be doing increases in the next 2 rows again. And then when you place it in the front like this, you can see that it's forming sort of a curvy shape, right? So it's slowly going to form a curvy shape till I reach this particular row right here where it's 27 stitches. So just basically choose any 2 rows other than the V stitch where you're doing the increases. Once you reach your 27 stitches, you can start crocheting regularly without any increases in any of the rows. So I'll show you how that looks once I'm done with a few more rows. So here I'm done with a few rows, and I just did a row of half double crochets all across, and I have reached 17 stitches and I need to reach 27. So I'll most probably have to do this entire set again. So like I mentioned, I'm just doing increases on the half double crochets because you can see this is my row of double. Let me just spread it around a little. This is my row of double crochets, and then I did an increase on the half double crochet and another increase on the single crochet. So you can see that I've gotten this little slant. Now, even though I know it doesn't look like it too much, but when I place it on the jacket like this, you can see that it's kind of curving up like this. And if you compare it with this side, you can see that it's pretty same. They have reached the same level right now. And like I mentioned, I need to do a set of few more rows to reach this particular size. So you can just continue doing this. Like I mentioned, choose any 2 rows that you have to do increases in, and the rest of the rows just do them regularly. And every time you reach half double crochet rows, just count how many stitches are there so you get an idea about how many more you have to do. And when you repeat this panel on this side, suppose I'm on my 12th row of the front panel, make sure that the 12th row on this side has the same number of stitches as the 12th row on this side. So once you make sure that that is the same, you know that both your panels are going to look similar. So after this row of half double crochets, I counted total of 24 stitches. And since I have to reach 27, I'm just going to do increase in the next row. So that will get me to 25. So even though it looks weird like this, when I place it with the jacket, you can see that it's building up pretty same to both the sides. So now I'm just going to do 2 rows of increases. So you can see that this is where I am right now. So I'm just going to do 2 rows of increases and I'd reach the same level as this. So then I can just continue crocheting regular rows all across. So for regular rows, you don't have to do any increases. So here you can see that every 2 rows or every 3 rows, you have done increases. You don't have to do any of that. So once you reach the number of stitches that you need, that is 27 for me, but it's different for you. Like how we you can continue then you can continue crocheting rows like how we did for the back panel. No increases, nothing, just regular rows. So if you have done 34 rows or 32 rows, I have done 32 for the back, but whatever rows you have done for the back, make sure you have the same number of rows in the front as well. So if you have taken maybe 15 to 18 rows to do this part of decrease, then you can finish the rest of the rows in regular. The number does not matter, like the number of rows you took to do the decrease or the number of rows you have left. All it matters is that in the end you have 32 rows, all the rows same as your back panel. So just make sure you have the same rows as your back panel, and I'll meet you once I'm done with the front panel to show you how to do the sleeves. The panel on this side as well. And like how I've explained, you just start with a certain number of stitches, maybe 6 to 7 or less if you want the shoulder part of the jacket to be smaller. And then you do increases on this side only till you reach the number of stitches in the back panel by half. I've showed you guys how to do the calculation as well. And once you reach that point, you just crochet till you have the same number of rows as the back panel. So one thing you have to make sure is to remember to do the increases on this side only. And the number of increases that I did will not be the same for you, since the number of stitches I had in my back panel is different than what you guys might have had. So just try to adjust the increases along in a way to get this slant right here. It might take a lot of redos and everything, but the basic idea is just to get this slant here. And the best pattern that I have found is to do increases every 2 rows or every 3 rows. And it also depends on the number of stitches you start with. If you start with less number of stitches, you will need to do more increases. But if you start with more number of stitches, you will need to do less increases, since our end is to get the same size as our back panel by half on this side and the other half on this side. Now, once you're done with both the front panels, you're gonna first stitch these two panels together. That is the front and the back. So if you see on this side, I've left a certain gap here for the sleeves, and then I've stitched rest of the front and the back panels together. So just make sure that you do it on the same row. So just align your rows, and I have stitched till here. So you just attach your yarn to the needle and just insert your needle through the front panel like this and then through the back panel and pull. And then you basically just do this entire weight down. Make sure to leave a hole big enough for the sleeve. So you can just maybe try to wear it once you stitch it a little bit to see if this is big enough for the sleeve, or if you need to maybe take it a little lower or higher. Just make sure that your hand fits through this well, and when you wear it properly, it basically fits you perfectly. So just make sure that happens, and then you can just stitch the rest of it together. So for me, this much space for my sleeve is enough. So I'm just going to stitch the rest of it together and show you how it looks once I'm done. So here I'm done attaching the front and the back panel, and I've left this big of a hole for my sleeves. Just grab your yarn, and to start off, you're gonna take the bottom side of this hole like this and just insert your hook, and then place the yarn like this and pull up a loop, and then we're going to chain 2. Now the basic idea is that you're going to crochet in circles, and the pattern that you're going to follow is the same 5 rows. But the starting 3 rows we are going to be doing of half double crochets. So just pull up your yarn like this, yarn over, and then just keep doing half double crochets all across. So to know where to do the stitches, you see the spaces, just do the stitches in those spaces. One thing that is really tricky about crocheting sleeves is not to lose a count of the stitches that you do, because you can see here, if I place my sleeve properly, because the stitches that you do will actually decide the size of your sleeve. So in case you have more stitches in the rows later than the starting, then your sleeves will just become puffy. So if you want loose sleeves, then you start off with a bigger hole. If you want the sleeves to be a little oversized or not fit you tight, then start with a bigger hole, like have a bigger hole, and then start crocheting the sleeves. But I want them to just fit me perfectly and not be too loose. So I've just used the measurement of my regular sleeves and done this. So you just do 2 rows of half double crochet. So just yarn over and insert your hook into the space, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through all. And then you continue crocheting this all across. And the rows that you do are going to be the same as we did for here. So half double crochet all across, then V stitch, then double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet, mesh, and then half double crochet again. So it's the same 5 stitches. It's just that the first 2 rows you're going to do of half double crochet, like you see I did over here. So it gives a little sturdy starting for the sleeve. And then later on, you can just crochet the same pattern all across till you reach the end. For now, you can just continue crocheting in circles like this. And every time you reach this end, you slip stitch and then crochet the next row. I'll show you how to do that as well once I'm done with the half double crochets. So here, as you can see, I'm done with the first row. So I just have one more stitch left. And then when you reach the end, you're just gonna basically insert your hook into the chain 2 space, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through and do a slip stitch. Then since I have to do another row of half double crochet, I'm gonna chain 2 and then continue. The first row is the only row where you kind of have to figure out where to place your stitches in a way that you don't add extra stitches or you don't lose any stitches. But once you're done with the first row, it's pretty easy since you have to keep crocheting in circles and you have definite stitches as well. So once you do the next row of half double crochet, you can just start off with the pattern of the 5 rows that we have. So we do the V stitch and the double crochet, the 5 rows pattern basically. You just continue following it. And then this is kind of the pattern that you get. One thing you have to remember every time is if you feel like it's too tight or it's too small and all that, just make sure to block your work. I'll tell you guys how to do that as well, but blocking makes a huge difference, especially when you're crocheting clothing pieces. So I'll tell you the ways that I block once I'm done with this. So now you're just going to keep crocheting rows in circles till you reach your desired length for the sleeves. So if you want it to be a half sleeve or to just till your elbow or completely till your wrist, it's completely up to you. You just keep crocheting rows till you reach your desired length. And I'll meet you once I'm done.